How's it going, everyone? This is GWR Studios, and today we are going to be finding some more goofs in Thomas and Friends. Today's episode is A Cow on the Line. I hope you enjoy it.
Edward was getting old.
Alright, so at the beginning of the episode, we see Edward puffing down the line. He was taking empty cattle cars to a market town. Because Edward is an old engine, his parts are starting to get worn out, and this causes him to make a lot of clanking noises. And here comes the first goof. When Edward goes over the viaduct, we can see that he's pulling 5 cars and 1 brake van. But in the very next scene, he's pulling 4 cars and 1 brake van. Along the journey, Edward saw some cows grazing in a field. The cows weren't used to the loud trains passing by, so when Edward passed the cows freaked out and broke the fence. And to make matters worse, some of the cows ran across the line, breaking a coupling and causing a truck and brake van to stay behind. But there's a couple goofs in this scene that I need to point out. First of all, when Edward passes the cows, the narrator says they broke the fence and ran across the line.
They broke through the fence and ran across the line.
There are absolutely no cows going across the line. The car just mysteriously uncouples from the other cars. And the second goof is what the narrator says. Take a listen.
A coupling was broken and some cars were left behind.
The narrator says that several cars were left behind, but this is not true. The only things left behind were 1 car and 1 brake van. Edward felt a jerk, but he thought it was just the cars running down the line.
Bother those cars, he thought. Why can't they come quietly?
It wasn't until the next station that Edward and his driver figured out what happened. When Gordon and Henry heard about Edward's accident, they could hardly keep from laughing.
Fancy allowing cows to break your train. They wouldn't dare do that to us.
As Gordon and Henry were making fun of Edward, Toby pulled up beside them. Toby was upset with Gordon and Henry because they've never ran into cows before.
I have, and I know the trouble they are.
Edward's eyes are a little bit wonky in this scene. A few days pass and Edward is still in a bad mood. While waiting at the station, Gordon flies by.
Hurry, hurry, puffed Gordon. Don't make such a fuss.
Wait a second. Gordon has not 1, but 2 brake coaches. He should only be pulling 1 brake coach. And what's even more weird is that when Gordon goes over the viaduct, he now only has 1 brake coach. As Gordon continued on his journey, he thought he saw something in the distance. His driver saw it too, and he applied the brakes.
Whoa, Gordon.
When they finally came to a stop, they realized it was only a cow.
Shoo! Shoo!
Gordon moved slowly onto the bridge, but the cow wouldn't budge. And wait till you see this goof. When Gordon comes to a stop, his wheels continue to move. And there's another goof in this scene. I want you to listen to what the narrator thinks a cow sounds like. Who thinks a cow sounds like this? Everybody knows a cow goes moo, not bleh. You know what? I'm redoing this scene. This is what the cow should have sounded like.
She had lost her calf and felt lonely.
The cow was upset that she couldn't find her calf. Gordon tried to shoo her away, but she just wouldn't leave. Just then, Henry arrived. He was pulling a passenger train. But as he approached the bridge, the cow went in front of him.
What's this? A cow?
What is wrong with Henry's eyes? It looks like his pupils disappeared for a minute. Henry tries to scare the cow away.
Be off! Be off!
Are you serious? Again? The cow goes moo, not So the cow makes Henry nervous and he decides to go back. At the next station, Henry's conductor told them about the cow.
That must be Bluebell. Her calf is here, looking for her mother.
Okay, we have to acknowledge that the porter's makeup is on fleek. I mean, look at that. And what's with his mouth? There's like a big stain around it. So the porter has Percy deliver the calf to the cow. And here comes another goof. We see that Percy has passed Henry, but in the very next scene, he's passing Henry again. When they made it to the bridge, the cow was happy to see its calf again, and the porter led them off the track. Percy has a bunch of glue holding his lamp iron in place. And again, look at the eyes. Look how wonky they are. Is this a common problem with season 2? So Gordon and Henry decide to keep it a secret. They don't want Edward to know that they had trouble with a cow.
They felt rather silly.
But unfortunately, the story spread, and soon all the other engines knew about the cow.
Well, 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 chuckled Edward. 2 big engines afraid of a cow.
Is that Gordon right beside Edward? It can't be. Gordon is just now going into the sheds.
We stopped so as not to excite her.
Look at all the scratches on Gordon's paint job.
You see what I mean, my dear Edward? Yes, Gordon, said Edward. Gordon felt somehow that Edward saw only too well.
And this marks the end of the episode. Alright you guys, so those were all the goofs that I found in A Cow on the Line. There were so many things wrong with this episode that could have easily been fixed. Now remember, if you saw a goof that I didn't point out, make sure you leave a comment below and let me know. Thanks so much for watching guys, and I'll see you real soon.